Do you live and breathe the beautiful game? Dream about the biggest soccer moments?
Or maybe you just want to hear some unfiltered takes from real fans like you.
Welcome to Futbol Unfiltered, where the passion for soccer knows no boundaries.
Meet your panel, Carl Phillip, JD, Yunel, and Coach. From the world's biggest matches to those unforgettable moments that made us fall in love with and the rising stars shaping soccer's future, you'll find it all here. Join us every week for Futbol Unfiltered, the bilingual soccer podcast that speaks your language, your passion, and your love for the game. Futbol Unfiltered, where soccer's heart beats louder.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Futbol Unfiltered. I'm Carl Phillip, and I have JD online. JD, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Coach? I'm happy to be here. Excited. As you know, It's been a week of soccer. Still ongoing, by the way. We have Argentina.
We got a lot going on this weekend. So we got some major
in Guatemala as we speak. So I'm excited to be here, and we can share our soccer passion with our friends. Yeah.
Sounds good. So we have some big topics tonight. Obviously, we had the Champions League this past week. We're gonna talk about Ronaldo. That make an interesting comment. But just like you mentioned, we have Haiti U17 playing right now, and then we have a lot of tournaments going on. So this is gonna be a packed night. Thank you for joining us. So let's get started. All right, JD, you wanna start with this one?
Yeah, I think recently I'm looking at your line where it says, "Is Cristiano Ronaldo a complete player?" So for Ronaldo's 40th birthday, he had an interview with Edu Aguirre, which was a reporter from Spain. And in that interview, he stated that he's the most complete soccer player. And since then, that has created a buzz because everybody's talking about it, obviously, because of Messi. People cannot stop comparing him to Messi. And I think when he said that he was a complete player, some people tend to agree, but a lot of people disagree because when we're talking about the complete player in history, soccer is a collective sport. So it's good to have some individual prizes, but can you be a complete soccer player without winning the most wanted prize in soccer, which is the World Cup? So I think that's the debate. Is Ronaldo right when he said he's the most complete player in history? A lot of people tend to laugh, including myself, because when you think about Diego Maradona, Pelé, Di Stefano, and Messi, it's where we put Ronaldo in that list of top players of all time. And I think it's okay. He can say that about himself, but there's a lot of questions that we can ask regarding that statement.
So JD, can you play that video so for people that are watching us online so they can see it within context? If not, we can come back to it later. But I think sometimes when people are talking, things can be taken out of context, right? So it could be a question when the when the journalist ask him a question about specific thing, and then he said, "All right, if I can do this, if I can do that, so I consider myself a complete player," or is it? So one thing I realized with Ronaldo lately is since he moved to Saudi Arabia, all he's doing is he's having a bunch of his friends sit down with his friends and then they talk. So they're not really people that really are going after and then try to question him. It's just like people that he feel comfortable with, so to talk about it. Tonight we have a guest, Martin. I mean, he's not a guest. It's like he's been coming. It's like Martin is like a residential player right now for us. He's here all the time. So anyway, but JD's gonna play the video for us, and then so we can look at it.
Hi, hi, Martin. Welcome to the show. Before I'll let you speak, as Coach asked me to share that video, I'm gonna share with you the video. I don't know, can you see?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
I'll put it, and then we can talk about it after.
El jugador más completo que existió, en mi opinión. Una cosa son gustos. Yo creo que soy yo. Porque yo juego bien de todo. Yo hago todo en el fútbol. Juego bien de cabeza, tiro bien faltas, tiro bien de pie izquierdo, ¿sabes? Soy rápido, soy fuerte, salto, ¿sabes? O sea, una cosa son gustos. Decir esto, le gusta más Messi o Pelé o Maradona. Yo entiendo eso y lo respeto. Pero decir que Cristiano no es completo es mentira. Soy el más completo.
¿Eres el mejor jugador de la historia?
Yo creo que sí. Sinceramente, yo no vi nadie mejor que yo. Yo creo que soy.
All right. Martin, I'm gonna let you go first before I start talking.
Me. Listen. Basically, I understand where he's coming from. I like the spirit. Obviously, I wasn't expecting anything less about from Ronaldo. And great players like him, that's basically the mindset they have. They think they are basically the best player in the world, which is fine. That's totally completely fair. And is he complete? He's a complete player. There's no doubt about it. I mean, as he explained it, his head. I mean, he can score with his head. He's still fast. I mean, he has left and right foot. What else? I mean, he can basically play behind the goal. So he's a complete player. I mean, is it the best complete player in football? Obviously, I don't agree with that. And some people might say he is the best, but for me, I don't agree with that. As Joe explained it, I will basically lean towards Messi. That will be me. I will go with the Brazilian Ronaldo also. If you're going with comparison, so if I'm going for a 9, I have Cristiano Ronaldo. I have Ronaldo, the Brazilian. I will go with the Brazilian Ronaldo. But again, there's only a few of them out there. So I mean, CR7. If you have to basically put him on the list, top 5, he is top 5. So therefore, again, I'm not. I guess it's not. I don't think it's laughable because obviously he does have a point. He has a couple of points, but again, for me, that was Messi for me. Messi, I mean, everything you just said. Messi is fast. Messi basically can. I mean, obviously, in terms of dribbling with the ball, Messi is. Is the best. As vision of the game and everything else. I mean, for me, that would be Messi, right? And then then the second will be Ronaldo, the Brazilian, and then maybe if you want to put CR7, you could put CR7, but that would be me pretty much. That's all I have to say about that. So
Yeah.
If I can jump in, Coach. One thing when you go into details, soccer is a little bit different than other sports where you focus on stats. For example, in basketball or American football, we put a lot of emphasis on stats. Soccer is different because there's a lot of things that a player can do that are not reflected on the stat sheet. So that's why when you talk about a complete player is someone that can play well out of the 18-yard mark, can play inside. Ronaldo, if you look at it, he can play inside very well. But can he play outside the box like Messi can do it? Like Maradona can do it? Like Di Stefano can do it? Like Cruyff can do it? So that's why I think when you say you're complete, we need also to discuss about the definition of what you think it's a complete player, because he's talking about he can score goals, head, left, right foot, but scoring goals is not the definition of soccer. There's more to it. Actually, soccer is different. For me, if you look at the best player of all time, Ronaldo for me would not be in the first five. And the reason I put that, if you look at, just maybe he's the best Portuguese soccer player of all time. And even then, if you look at Eusebio, who went in third place with Portugal, it's hard for me to say that, he's, because of him, partly Portugal got their first Euro championship. But for me, Ronaldo, for me, I don't think he's definitely a great player, a great goal scorer. But as far as a complete player, I'm not sure about that.
JD, hold on. Let's say, if he had said, "I'm the most complete striker in the world," how would you feel about that?
That's a better definition. But I think what I would say if he's the top goal scorer, he's the best goal scorer in history. I'm okay with that. But even then, when you say striker, you're talking about the typical number 9.
Yeah.
So definitely, I would put him ahead of the other Ronaldo because of his longevity and also because of what he has accomplished. But like I said, can you say to someone that you're the best player in a collective sport when the most wanted prize in that sport, you never win it, which is the World Cup? So for me, that's a big difference.
Let me put it this way, right? So, and I think we can play with the words however we want to look at it, right? We can look at that. Does he want to say is the best player, or does he want to say is the most complete player, right? So even from his that's what I'm saying, right? Even from his definition, the way he defines and that what for him is a complete player, yes, he's right. From that perspective, he's very complete. I mean, Ronaldo started as a winger. He's the one player that started one position and make a switch, and it was so much better when he make that switch. So what I'm saying is, when you look at it, I mean, think about it. When Ronaldo first started, nobody saw Ronaldo as a goal scorer. I mean, he was a winger on the making all kind of moves, very fast, doing things. And then he went to Real Madrid. It completely changed his game and then become very, very good at it. So what I'm saying is, if we're looking at it from the definition he's looking at, so he can play with both feet. That's a fact. He's very physical. That's another fact. He can jump out of this world. That's another fact. I mean, if we're looking at it from this perspective, for everything he can do, I mean, he can dribble, he can run by you, he can run past you. So for that perspective, and his work ethic is unmatched. Like, when I used to coach high school and also when I used to coach, I always tell people, if you want to find a role model to go after, try to be like Ronaldo, because Ronaldo is more human. He's more the guy that we can, if we work hard, if we do everything we need to do, we can get to Ronaldo's level. Whereas Messi is more like he's talent. He's just like talented, right? Like a lot of things Messi does is just like, it's God-given talent, right? So Ronaldo is the kind of guy, when you're looking at Ronaldinho is God-given talent. I think that he perfected a lot of stuff, but you can tell that this guy was born to play soccer. Ronaldinho was born to play soccer. So Ronaldo. So for me, in that perspective, I agree with him. I agree with him in that perspective. If I'm looking at from a soccer standpoint, I'm not looking at complete with stats, with everything you win. I'm talking about the way he defined it, what he's doing. It. Yes, yeah, he played with both feet. He scored with both feet. I mean, when you're looking at Messi, Messi is famous for his left foot, right? I mean, even though he scored with his right foot, he's famous with his left foot. It probably his left foot is so good he doesn't have to use his right foot. And Messi doesn't score a lot of headers. I mean, Ronaldo or not, he didn't score a lot of headers. They always say that was one of the things as a forward that was the weakness of him because he didn't score a lot of headers, right? So we're not looking at this perspective, and when you're looking at Ronaldo, we see work ethic. Even if you would put Ronaldo in the back, he would still be good at it. I mean, he's fast. He's very strong. And then he can play with both feet. Even if you try to play Ronaldo in the back, he will still be good at it. So from that perspective, I agree with him. Now, if we're looking at complete with everything that comes with it, that part I don't agree with it, right? If we're looking at complete that you have to win this, you have to win that, you have to do this, you have to do that. Now that part I'll be like, okay, I don't know. But I think from his definition, hey, I'm okay with that. And my only problem with Ronaldo, he's the kind of player for me, he wants to tell people how great he is, right? Let people tell how great you are. And that's the thing with me. It's just like me and you guys are my friends. And then you guys are doing an interview with me, and I'm saying that, hey, I'm the best ever to ever play because I'm talking to my friends, right? And my friends doesn't want to, hurt my feelings. And I feel like that's what Ronaldo's doing lately. He's sitting down with people that he likes and people that like him.
Self-righteous. Yeah. He's self-righteous.
Yeah. So I feel like you cannot talk to people that can say, you can see even the journalists, he didn't even try to, Ronaldo, I don't know about that, right? So it's just like he's sitting down with a bunch of his friends and then he's talking. And the only thing I don't like about what he's doing now, hey, listen, you don't need to talk about the MLS because Messi's playing the MLS. If you were playing in the MLS, you would say the MLS is the best league. So you know what? You're doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about other people. So I think that right now it feels like he doesn't get the attention anymore. I mean, think about it. Messi went to the MLS. Now the MLS is the second most the second most watched league in the world. Nobody's talking about the Saudi Arabia league. So he feels like it's still a competition for him. But again, I think that there's no right or wrong answer here. With you guys, I think everybody can interpret it and then look at it differently. But and some people, it's always going to be controversial. Some people are going to agree with it. Some people might not agree with it. But anyway, anything else we want to discuss before we move on to the next topic?
No, I think. Go ahead.
No, quickly, because and I agree with everything you just said. The only thing is, at the end, when his friend asked him, "Do you think you're the best ever?" He did say, "Yes, I am the best ever." What would you expect him to say? I agree with that. I agree. Like I said, I agree. I mean, if I were in this basically situation, and basically with everything I have done for soccer, I would have said the same thing, which is fine. Yeah. I agree with that. With his answer, but again, let's be honest. We know he's not the best ever. We do know that. I mean, come on, everybody knows that, right? But
right. Before we move to the next topic, let's ask our viewers or watching it. Is Ronaldo the most complete player that we ever seen in a game? So we like to hear from you guys. Please drop a comment, say what you guys think, and then we can keep this conversation going. All right, JD, you got the next topic you want to talk about?
All right, let's move to the next topic. And I think the next thing we want to talk about is Real Madrid, Manchester City. I think everybody watched the first leg of the playoff game in Manchester between the Sky Blues and Real Madrid, and we just wanted to have your say about this game, because one thing to set the scene is when they were playing, there was a big banner in behind the goal of Manchester City that talked about obviously that targeted Vinicius Jr. and with a big with, I don't know if we can share it with our viewers exactly, that banner where this with Rodri kissing the Ballon d'Or with and it says "Stop crying your heart out." So I think that was a little bit jab at Vinicius Jr. And I think at the end of the game, he got the last laugh, because they were able to win the first leg, and now they're in very good position playing next week at the Bernabeu for the second leg. And I think there's a big chance that Real Madrid can clinch the ticket for the next phase of the competition. So I think that ongoing debate about that last Ballon d'Or is still going, and this jab at Vinicius Jr. it's one example how fans are still reacting. But maybe we can talk about how do you see the second leg, especially after what Manchester City did this weekend. I know we'll talk about the updates in the European leagues, but I think they look like in a good position for that second leg game.
So for me, it's mind-boggling to me that Man City lost the game in the last 2 minutes of the games. I mean, giving up 2 goals in 2 minutes, it's unbelievable. So especially a team with that much pedigree, a team that won things before, and then to go and collapse at the end of the game in that fashion, especially when you play at home. And when you're looking at those 2 goals, they were the same type of goals, right? It's very typical. I mean, they got caught and play no defense. I mean, especially when you give up a goal with 1 minute left, and then so that's, for me, that's what stuck with me. It's the fact that they lost the game at the last minute of the game, and not give up 1 goal, but giving up 2 goals at the last 2 minutes of the game. For me, it's unreal. So what do I think? I think Man City, I mean, we don't play the game on paper. And that's why they have to play the game. But I still think that Man City is in big trouble. Especially, I think Real Madrid in the last couple years, whenever they play Man City, they beat Man City, right? So I think that the fact that Real Madrid is at home, I think they're gonna looking at the game from a more, I'm not saying in a more defensive mindset. I don't think Real Madrid's gonna play like that, but I think that they're gonna be more cautious about it, and they're gonna play their game, and also having those 3 guys up front with Vinicius Jr., Mbappe. I don't think that Man City is gonna have to take some chances, and then I think that that's gonna expose Man City, and I don't see Man City move on. In my opinion, I don't see Man City move on. I think the road is over for them, and they're gonna lose against Real Madrid.
Well, I didn't watch the game. I saw the highlight, and as you said, it's been a pattern, right, for that team to losing games at the end completely. It hasn't been the first time. I mean, if you're looking at basically the last 3 months, it's been they've been doing it, right? So again, this is a problem. And they asked. I mean, I was watching one of those, how do you call that? When reporters are asking Pep Guardiola a question after the games, they asked him this question: why you keep? I mean, at the end of the games, it's getting harder for you guys to basically close the game. And even him, he didn't have an answer to that. To be honest with you, he was like, "Well, we don't know. I don't know yet." He
I
will.
think
You can go ahead.
I think losing Rodri, it's very big for them. I think
Right.
Rodri was the captain that keep everything together. I think not having him on the field is really causing them a lot of problem. But go ahead, Martin.
I agree with that, but at the same time, listen, I agree 100% with that. But at the same time, you could see there's a bigger problem with Manchester City. Defensively, they're not good. They're not good at all defensively. And now, and not losing Rodri is one thing, but at the same time, if you're looking at Phil Foden, if you're looking at Grealish, you're looking at players who used to basically perform. And I mean, the year prior, this year they haven't been. They're no show. Period. I mean, you're looking at them basically on the field, and it's not a brand new team. It's a team that you've been playing in that team for 2, 3, 4 years. You should know the system, and they look like they're lost in the. On the field. So yes,
Yeah, Rodri is a big missing link, man. I mean, go ahead, JD. Go ahead.
One thing I wanted to say also, we have kind of an aging system, right? It's an aging team. When you talk about Man City, they've been at the highest level for so long, right? Especially Pep Guardiola, and you can feel somehow there's a fatigue in the group, even though during the winter mercado, they had they bought some
a lot of players there.
Yeah, whereas they spent a lot of money, and so far Marmoush, the Egyptian, is the best recruit, and Kusanov in the back.
What goals? Got a hat trick.
Yeah.
And the young Brazilian Rice that they play, he only played half of a game so far. But I think you can see it's kind of an aging system that needs probably some new players and maybe a new coach. But I think, like Coach was mentioning, missing Rodri, who is the backbone of Guardiola's system, it's a big loss for the team. But I would agree with Martin that that's an aging team, and I think Real Madrid most likely can pass to the next round. But as I mentioned, if you look at what happened this weekend, I think there's momentum.
Guess we lost him.
And can you hear me? I think I lost you.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think like there's a momentum shift, especially after what happened to Real Madrid this weekend. I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that, but we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a very interesting second leg, especially playing at the Bernabeu. Which is a sanctuary for this team, so for Real Madrid. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, like I said, only time will tell. Only time will tell. That's why they play the game. But I think Real Madrid got this. I think Man City losing that first game in that fashion, I think that was a big blow for him. But like you said, all he takes is one game, and I think they're not doing the Champions League. They're not doing the away and home goals anymore. So whoever scored the most goals win the game. All right. So we're still staying in Europe. We're still talking about the Champions League. So now let's move on to PSG. Dembele, what's going on with him? What's happening? Is a new player? Is a reborn player?
Well, I think one of the questions, like you say, is he a reborn player or has he reached his potential? For him to score, like he has never 18 times in the last 11 games of PSG. And you can see he's the heartbeat of the team now, and I don't know who talked to him. And then since then, we have the new Dembele. And I think PSG overall is one of the best squad in Europe right now. I think they look very scary, even for the Champions League. I know that would be strange if they would win the Champions League after they let go all their superstars, including Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. So the team looks more cohesive now, and I think they're a very strong squad. And I would be surprised if they go really far in the Champions League.
Martin, what you think?
Me, I'm not totally convinced yet with PSG. Dembele, right? I mean, we always knew that he had the potential, right? Even when he was playing at Barcelona, you could see the potential there. The only thing is it was consistency, right? Now he got to PSG, and again, as Joe said, I don't know exactly what happened. Right now, he's in that phase where he's playing well, he's performing, and on top of it, he's scoring goal. Now, can he keep it up? We'll see. We'll see. But for me, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but the team they have been playing with so far, they haven't been, let's say, like teams like Bayern Munich. There hasn't been Barcelona. I mean, haven't seen those big heavyweight teams. So that's why I'm still having question regarding his performance. Yes, Ligue 1, with all due respect, okay, it's one of the it's the fifth biggest league in Europe, but still Ligue 1, right? So for me, that's what I'm saying. I still have a question mark. I still have to see him performing on Champions League against those heavyweight teams, and then after that, I'll be able to make a better decision, be able to make up my mind. But so far, I'm still having, like I said, I'm still waiting on that. still early in the game right now for me.
The jury is still out for you.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
So, you're right. I mean, the talent was there, right? And sometimes you have to be in the right environment to get the best out of you, right? So think about it. I mean, he was playing well when he was at Bayern Leverkusen, so that's one of the reasons that Barcelona spent that much all that money to get him to Barcelona. You go to Barcelona, it's a big club, right? Yeah, it's a big club, and especially when he came to Barcelona, he came to replace Neymar. So those were some big shoes to fill, and also on top of it, he couldn't stay healthy, right? He couldn't stay healthy, and sometimes you need sometimes all it takes is a different environment, different. I mean, when you think about it, he has no pressure at PSG. Whether they do well or they don't do well, he has no pressure, right? So, and I think playing without that pressure, especially in Barcelona, you don't win, it's your fault. It doesn't matter. You go to Real Madrid, you go to big clubs like that, it doesn't matter. If they don't win, it's your fault, right? So now at PSG, they're not, so if they win, they will surprise people. So he doesn't have this added pressure. So now he probably can play free. Also, he has a good coach in Luis Enrique, so that's another thing that to kind of talk about. He has a good coach. And I think Luis Enrique also coached him, didn't he, at Barcelona his first year? Yeah. So it's familiar face, familiar message. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. I mean, like I said, for me, I'm a fan. I'm a soccer fan first, right? So when I see guys are doing well, when I see guys are playing to the highest level, it makes the game better, right? So as a fan, I want to see the best of the best, and I want to see the best performing at the best. So for me, I think it's good for him. But like Martin said, PSG, they don't have the pedigree yet that they can go and win the big tournament. So only time will tell. So hopefully this is the year for them. I mean, I don't want that because I'm still a Barcelona fan, so I want Barcelona to win. But I'm happy for him. I mean, he works hard. I mean, especially after all these injuries, it's easy to kind of be like, hey, I'm just gonna quit. I mean, these guys were like getting injured every single time, and as a former athlete myself, it's hard to get over injuries, and especially from a mental aspect of it, to try to do all that, to try to rehab, to get back at it. I mean, and for him to do it at the highest level, so I'm happy for him. Hopefully, he can stay like that as long as he doesn't kill us when he plays against Barcelona, or that's what I would expect.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to mention. We mentioned that he was in Dortmund. There was a black. I don't know if you remember that black posted deal from Dortmund to Barcelona.
Yeah, it's Dortmund. Yeah, I said Leverkusen. Yeah, you're right. It's Dortmund. Yeah.
But like you said, I think time will tell. But I think overall, PSG looks a better squad now without Messi and Mbappe and
No
Neymar.
question. No question. Because there's more balance now, right? The thing is, I mean, yeah, no question.
Yeah, when they had Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, it was the most unbalanced team ever. I mean, all you have those three players, and then you have nobody in the back. You have Sergio Ramos. I mean, there was nothing. There was nobody in the midfield. I mean, that team was so unbalanced. I mean, it was a poor. They did a poor job putting that team together. So
marketing wise was a great.
Marketing wise. I mean, nobody cared, but the League One until Messi went there, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you talk about. I mean, it's just like the MLS. Nobody cared about the MLS until Messi. I mean, this is crazy. People are watching the MLS now, but this guy's unbelievable. The marketing power that he has. I mean, it's so funny. I mean, not to talk a little bit about Messi, but last Sunday was the Super Bowl, and they were showing, the likes of Messi compared to the Eagles that won the Super Bowl, and the interest of Messi to the Super Bowl have more likes than anybody else. But it's crude because you got people from all over the world that love Messi, right? So, but it's crazy. But anyway, we're gonna take a little break here. So we gotta pay the bills, right?
Yeah. All right.
No doubt.
All right, we back. Better than ever. Looks like we lost Timate.
2 seconds. I'm coming back. Hold on.
All right. No problem.
So we can keep this going. So JD, I see you got your Haiti shirt on. You're done in the national shirt team. So we have the U17 going on right now. Can you give us some updates on what's going on in the game right now?
No, actually, yeah, they're playing, and Haiti is winning 1-0. So Haiti just needed a draw. So now we're almost certain that Haiti can make it for the third time in the World Cup of U17 that will be played in Qatar in November 2025. So we're in very good position. The score is still 1-0. and we in the second half, 53 minutes, Haiti still 1-0 against Guatemala. So, this year the U17 World Cup they will have 48 teams. So you only have to be the best in your qualifying group to qualify. So Haiti is in a very good position now. Guatemala is putting pressure on the second half, but Haiti is playing very well, and I think that will be Haiti's third participation in the World Cup U17, which is a great news, very good news for Haitian soccer. And we hope the best for them, and I think that's definitely very good news. And on top of it, I can tell you there's a lot of talents in the team. You have Theo Lacombe in the midfield, Franco Celestin in the front, Arthur Alcime, so many good players, and the coaches they're doing a very good job. I don't know if you remember Gwynny Pierre-Richard. He used to play for Haiti senior team, as well as Eti Cesar and the other coaches for the team. And now, like I said, Haiti, it's almost there. Only a few minutes, so we can qualify for a third World Cup U17.
Yeah, this is great, man. So I watched couple highlights of the last game, and I'm very, very, very impressed with the talent that we have. Haiti, we always had talent. Even when we grew up in Haiti, we always had talent. But the problem with us was I think that we knew how to play the game, because we play it on the streets and stuff like that, and that's a passion. We love that, it's a culture, right? Playing soccer. But I don't think we understand how to play it in an organized way. Right. So, and then I think when we put together a team together, so we don't understand how to play as a team and how to put it together. Even training, we don't even know how to train properly. And we saw a shift, in the last 20 years, especially with a lot of players playing overseas, a lot of players playing in big teams. So they have that professionalism. They have, the work ethic. And then you can see it, they kind of put it together. So it's so funny, in the early 2000s when I was watching Haiti, and I was like, man, I felt like all the Haitian player was so small and skinny. When I was watching, when they were playing against another team. Now we look at it. I remember 2 years ago when I went to watch him play against Mexico for the Gold Cup. I mean, we look like athletes. I mean, those guys, they look fit. They look like they can play. I mean, obviously, we don't have the experience. I think we're losing because lack of experience. And I think we don't play with each other. I mean, a lot of those players, they only play when they play in the national team together. It's not like, and then especially with the situation going on in Haiti, it's not like we play a lot of friendlies and stuff like that. We don't have those games to kind of give us some kind of, dress rehearsal to play in those tournaments. So it's good to see that. But to be honest with you, it's easier to see it at the younger age than you put it as in a senior team, because it's easy for the young guys to do well, at that level, because at that time, they're not fully developed yet. They're not playing in big leagues yet. So I'm glad to see that, and we have some good players, and I'm rooting for them, and hopefully they can play in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Monte.
Yeah. Basically, like I said, as you said, I think you touched the problem actually with the Haitian team as a whole. It's like the problem is we have good players in terms of skills, in terms of ability, stuff like that. I don't think it's a problem. The problem is that we have is the fact that we do not play enough games together, right? It's always last minute when there's a tournament. They're basically taking the players, wherever they're playing. They basically put a team together and playing the game, couple games, and then after that, you throw them basically in the tournament. And that has been a problem for Haiti, and and with the situation that we are having back home, I mean, I hopefully at some point, when there's a stability in Haiti, and we start focusing a little bit more on soccer, so we can have the means and basically have the money to throw it to our U17, U19, or whatever how many U we have, because what I'm saying is, like, unfortunately, I'm gonna be. I don't want to be that guy, but it's always. I mean, I haven't seen it before. I've seen it before, So the thing is, you seeing a bunch of kids coming. They're very good, and then after that, there's no. Follow up. There's no. Support. There's no, that you don't have. Sometimes you do not have a goal. It's not that the players don't have a goal. It's basically the federation. The machine behind who don't have a goal. The goal, obviously, we all know exactly what the goal is. It's corruption, stuff like that. So, I just, for me, it's like I'm looking at it. Hopefully, we go somewhere, because qualifying for, let's say, a World Cup, for me, especially where we are basically in the Caribbean. Let's be honest, guys. Which team are we facing in the Caribbean? Jamaica, DR, Cuba.
Hey man, we play who's on a schedule.
I understand that, but my point is this: those teams should not basically be in our league. If money were basically thrown in the Haitian sports, in soccer in Haiti, and there was no corruption whatsoever, those teams would not be in our league. Our league would have been, I think, the US, Canada, those countries, right?
Mexico, yeah.
Mexico, exactly. Correct, exactly. But that's not the case, because we know exactly what's the situation in Haiti, right? We know the situation in Haiti. Yeah. And as long as this is not, it's not fixed, as long as we are basically currently in that situation, it's hard for me to see. So the future is bright. I don't know about that. I'm just, that's my point.
Yeah. So I agree, but one thing I would like to add is the fact that this young generation, the one playing now in the U17, a lot of them are playing overseas, and a lot of them, we hope will have opportunities to play in bigger leagues, like in Europe, like in the MLS. So I think the future may be bright for Haiti if we put the effort to consolidate the teams. And I think, it's not easy. As you can imagine, it's hard to have a regular league in Haiti now because of all the conditions that we know. But in the midst of all this, we're able to find some great players. And I think, just to give you an example, Haiti, on the women's side, they have one of the best players in the world. While we have when you take Melchie Mornay, who's playing for Lyon in France, she's one of the best, youngest player in the world. And even with all the problems that we know in Haiti, yeah, I agree with you. That's a big concern. But I think the young generation, like I mentioned, there's some good talents. We just hope, like you mentioned, that we can get a break and continue. Hey, Bernadette Goats. Good. Hey man, what's up? What's up? Thanks for stopping by. Happy to have you. So yeah, definitely. I think, like you mentioned, we have to put more effort into it because there's talents in Haiti. And like you said, if you look at in the 70s, like you mentioned, Haiti was the biggest team in the CONCACAF, not just the Caribbean, but also in when you put Central America and North America. So we hope that we can get a break, right? We hope we can get a break politically in Haiti so we can have a regular league and have things moving.
Yeah, man, it's not only a break. They have to put resources too, right? They have to basically put the means and the resources in order for us to be able to do something, right, at the end of the day. Because yeah, it's as you said, Joe, you said you were talking about the best player in the women side. I agree 100%. But we're talking about an individual here. Collectively, as a team, could we compete?
Yes.
That's the question, right? Can we compete as a team? I mean, I don't know. That's the problem. It's a question of it's the collective, basically, that I'm talking that I'm concerned about.
Hey, we got a lot of viewers that's sending some shout out to us. Thank you. And I think we just share what's going on in the Hades game. Now Haiti is still leading 1-0. And as you can see, the group standings, Haiti is in a very good position to be first in the group, which means they will qualify directly for the next World Cup, like we mentioned, that will be playing this year, the U17 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. All right.
So before we move to the next thing, we're gonna ask our viewers. We're gonna ask our viewers. Obviously, Haiti is close to get qualified. So let's ask the viewers: how do you think Haiti gonna fare when they go to the World Cup? So is it first round? Is it they're gonna go to the second round? So we would like to hear from our viewers, and then so they can tell us, hey, just post it. Just drop a comment, tell us how you think Haiti's gonna do, if we qualify for the World Cup. And before we move to the next one, I just want to add that, to Marte, I heard you, and you're absolutely right. We've seen that movie before, and then we know how the movie gonna end. But at the same time, it has to start one day, right? It has to start one day. I've never seen since, the women playing in the World Cup was the first time I experienced that, since I've been alive, right? So I take everything. I don't care it's U17 or U19 or U20. I take everything to see that Haiti is competing in the World Cup, in the World Cup, format. Whether it's U17 or it's U15. I don't care. The fact that they are in something called World Cup, I'm okay with that because I've never seen it. So for me, when I saw the women competing in the World Cup was the proudest moment of my life to see that, especially as a soccer fan. So, I'm rooting for those guys. Hey, let's go get them. Let's go to Qatar and do our thing. So, hey,
in that moment, we need a break in Haiti. Whatever good news we can take, we'll take it.
Exactly. So,
amen to that, brother.
Yeah, amen to that. So since we're talking about the youth tournament, so we got one going on right now in South America called the CONMEBOL U20. Obviously, we got some games playing right now. I think Argentina is playing against Paraguay.
It's almost done. I can give you an update because I'm trying to keep up with it.
But I think for me, when I look at it, obviously, we always want to look at the next generation, the next future, right? There's this kid in Argentina called Echeverri. This kid is for real, man.
Diablito.
This kid is for real, and what's
I think Manchester City bought him, right?
Scaloni, if you're watching the show, make sure that is in the next World Cup for Argentina in 2026.
Yep. He played for the senior. He played for the senior once, and he will play for Manchester City. So
right. Exactly.
One thing I would add is this kid. Every single time, unfortunately, Argentina meets Brazil and he's on the field, he had scored at different level for Argentina. And one time it was even a hat trick against Brazil. So guys, just to give you an update, Argentina versus Paraguay just finished and Paraguay beat Argentina 3-2, meaning like Brazil is the champion of that CONMEBOL U20 championship. but not bad because Argentina and Brazil, they both qualify for the World Cup in for the U20. So just to give you an update, but like you mentioned, there's a lot of talents in South America, and Brazil and Argentina, they are the top teams, and the future is bright for those teams. Martin.
So that's why Martin he tried to rain Hades parade, man. So that's why when we see the U17 doing well,
bro, I'm not.
that gives us hope. That gives us hope, man.
I'm just keeping it real, bro.
We got you. We get it, man. We get it. We get it.
I think Martin's right. Yeah.
No, we get it, Martin. We get it, man. It's been a struggle.
Oh my God, you have no idea, man.
So we got some. Let me read this. Gert just said, I feel that we have the potential, but I agree that we saw them in those stages before. Sometimes I feel that we miss cohesion among us and that finishing mentality in the late stage of those competition. I hope we find that rhythm. Yep, that's a good comment. That's good comment. Thank you, Good. That was a good comment. And yes, that's what we're seeing all the time. So hopefully when we play more tournaments, we got more experience. But like I said, it's good to see, for some of us that went to St. Louis, I think there's one of our former classmate, people like home. His son is playing on the team, Theo Lacombe, but he's very good player, very, very good player. So very excited for him, and hopefully he get to represent the country and Qatar in November.
Yeah, I think definitely it's a great thing, especially for that family that has represented Haiti at a different level. So I'm really happy about that. Thanks, John Bloom. He said this is an incredible show, very informative, but more squad for all soccer fans. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of Coach,
we appreciate it, John. All right, so next one, we'll talk about. So now we're gonna leave the little kids, enjoy their time. So now we're gonna go to big boy stuff, right? So so we got Copa del Rey going on. So this is gonna be the semifinal. So we have Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. Ooh. So what you guys thinking?
I think the stage is set for great semifinals in the Copa del Rey, especially Barcelona playing Atletico Madrid almost like 3 times this month. And I think in between this month and next month, between the Copa del Rey and La Liga. So I'm very excited to see that. I think Real Madrid has an easier pathway, if you want, because they are playing Real Sociedad. But I think Real Sociedad can be a very good team. Even they lost today against Betis in La Liga, but I think it's going to be exciting. Maybe another Real Madrid, another Clásico, maybe looming there. But I think.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, man. Atletico Madrid, they're not chump, man.
No, but they have a very good team. But most of the time playing with Barcelona.
As a matter of fact, Barcelona doesn't match up well with Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
they play better against Real Madrid. No, seriously, they play better against Real Madrid, but so far they haven't match up well with Atletico Madrid.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see those the last 3 or 4 games they played together, right? But the thing is, for me, well, maybe I might be biased, right? Because obviously I'm a Barcelona fan. But I'm looking at the Atletico Madrid, and as you guys said, it's from top to bottom. They have a solid teams. The problem with Atletico, for whatever reason, I'm looking at the team. There's something missing. I don't know, because I watch a couple of games of Atletico Madrid, and it seems to me that it's not fluid. the type of football they're playing. Obviously, they changed a lot. I mean, if we're looking at Atletico Madrid in the last 5-6 years, they were more defensive teams. They're still a defensive team right now. They're not as good as before in terms of defense, but at the same time, when they're playing soccer, right? The thing is, I find it hard for them to score a goal. That's the thing. It's a team who basically having a hard time scoring goal. To the contrary, Barcelona, it's a team who can give you 6-5. I mean, it's 4, 5, 6 goal. And for me, that will be the problem for Atletico Madrid because Barcelona is going to score a goal. I believe they're going to score a goal. That's my point. So I mean, that's basically what I believe. So Atletico.
What I'm saying is, watch the last Barcelona and Real Atletico Madrid games. I'm not saying that on paper or Barcelona probably played better than them, but when they play each other, it's a bad matchup for Barcelona. Barcelona hasn't beat Atletico Madrid in the last 3 games.
Okay.
And but because it's a bad matchup. I mean, sometimes games, especially at that level, it's about matchup. I mean, you might, and when you're looking at Real Madrid, Barcelona fare better against Real Madrid from a matchup standpoint, right? Because Barcelona can play and then let Real Madrid, and then they try to beat them on the counter attack. So because they know Real Madrid's gonna attack, they're gonna attack. So it's easy to play them. But when they play against Atletico Madrid let him play.
Exactly.
And when Barcelona doesn't score, they're not scoring, they get frustrated, and then Atletico Madrid can take a bit. I'm telling you, it has been a bad matchup for Barcelona in the last couple of games. And so
I said we'll see.
No, obviously, listen. I'm a Barcelona fan. I'm a Barcelona fan. I would love to see Barcelona move on, but what I'm saying is, I'm looking at facts, right? Barcelona doesn't match up well with Atletico Madrid, so I'm saying that it's harder than everybody think.
No doubt about it. I mean, because like I said, Atletico Madrid used to be that team where.
There you go. Good already said that it's gonna be Real and Atletico Madrid. So Good already call it. He already call it.
Or Real Madrid.
As long as Barcelona,
he called it. He said this is what's gonna happen.
But listen, if we take the Champions League, I'm okay with that. Honestly, I'm okay with that. Most important for me, it's the Champions League. Everything else, it's second to me.
But again, like I said, we don't want to play them. We don't match up well against them. That's the way it is. So next thing is, the last couple episodes we've been going to what we call the memory lane, right? So when we go back and looking at players from the past, most of those players are players that we watch because we grew up in the 90s, right? Those are players that we watched where we were, in our 15s when we were teenagers. So we're gonna play a little clip of one of the players, and I think Coach JD's gonna give the viewers a little questions to see that what did that guy do after he finished playing soccer. So let me go back and play that clip for everybody here. So. Give me a minute.
All right. Are we good?
Yep. We're gonna be good here.
All right. All right. Here we go. All the way from this. Recognize the ways. Yes, I know we all recognize who's that player, right, Coach?
What'd you say?
It said George Weah. Yeah. Yeah. So, interesting fact about George Weah is the only, I would say, African who has won the Ballon d'Or. And we remember in 1995, he's the only one, is the only African player in history that has won the Ballon d'Or. So not the only African descent, because remember Eusebio, but he's the only African player that have won the Ballon d'Or. And also the great thing about Weah is he started actually not as a striker. He was a goalkeeper, and he was playing in Cameroon when he got detected by a scout, and then went on and playing for PSG and Monaco, and then AC Milan. So George Weah is one of the best, if not the best, African players of all time. And like one of our viewers mentioned, his life after soccer is even better because he went and become the president of his country, Liberia, and I can tell you, is a great guy that I have a chance to get close to personally. So I can say, very great guy, but definitely a great player. When in the 1990, between 1995, 96, when you talk about AC Milan, you see George Weah. He was the face of the team, very athletic, like you see in that match, and very talented, and definitely a great player. For me, one of the best African players. Between him and between him, Eto'o and Okocha. So I think they are the best African players of all time. Oh,
Yep.
not get Drogba, Martin. He played in Canada at some point.
Yeah, Drogba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Of Real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
George Weah, very good player.
if we're looking at that goal, right? If we're looking at that goal, and then if we go back to Ronaldo comment about being the most complete player, so we have this guy grab the ball all the way in his box and dribble it all the way. I mean, Ronaldo, I haven't seen Ronaldo do that kind of goal in before. So that just tells you that he was a complete player, right? So he went all the way from defense all the way to attacking. Oh, this is great. I mean, box to box, right? Box to box. So it is great, man. I mean, I think those videos. Thank you for YouTube for having all those archives to be able, because we watch those games live, and then we didn't have VCR unless we were taping the game, so we didn't have that. So this is great for YouTube to have those archives for us, so we can go back, because that image is still live in my memory. Like it looks like I was watching it when I was watching it live the first time, and to see that kind of that kind of strength, I mean, being such a great athlete, and then also being that fast and be that composed, to get that ball from box to box to go, and then after you make all that run from box to box and still have that composure, to score that goal. And he looked like he could still be running even after that. He was so in shape. But yeah, obviously we had Team Weah playing for us in the US. So we still have a little legacy of Weah, playing for the US.
Yeah.
So we still have his legacy playing right now.
He's clearly not
But
his father, though.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Bronny is not as good. Bronny is not as good as LeBron.
Well,
Yeah, he's a good player, but Bronny is not as good as LeBron.
yeah.
So and the list goes on and on. I mean, maybe Paolo Maldini was the one that surpassed his dad, right?
Yeah.
But usually the dad is up there. I mean, it's some big shoes to fill. So, but Tim Weah, he's still young. He's still young. Tim Weah is still young. So I mean, I think the 2026 World Cup gonna be a big tournament for him to show off. So hopefully he can be in his best. I mean, he's playing decently in Italy. So hopefully that 2026 will be the year for him. So Marte, so I think Gert also talk about Shevchenko. So this is great, and please keep telling us who you want to watch, and if you, because I know we got also viewers that are born in the 2000. So if there's any player in the 2000 as well too that you want us to talk to kind of play, in a memory lane, we okay with that too. So we want to make sure everybody get what they need. And if we have viewers that have players that they watch in the 70s, please send us those names. That's the great thing about YouTube. The internet, we still can go back and find clips of people that play in the 70s. So if you have anybody that you would like us to talk about in the next episode, please give us those names, and then we look for them. All right. Anything else you guys want to add on the memory lane? All right, JD.
No, I can move. So now we can move. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was like, you wanna give us the updates on the major European leagues?
Yes. Quickly, we can talk about the major European leagues. Weekend updates, like you mentioned, especially in the Premier League. We know Man City is back on the top four after Marmoush, the Egyptian prince, if you want, scored 3 goals in 14 minutes. That was his first goal in the Premier League. And now, I think, like I was mentioning before, that put momentum shift for Man City as they're prepared to go to the Bernabeu. So that's one thing. Liverpool still cruising on the top after their win against the Wolves, and Arsenal still chasing in second place. And unfortunately, another loss for Man United. And
that's what I want to talk quickly, Joe. What's going on with Manchester United? What's going on with Man United?
Basically, I watched the game. You can tell it's almost like the players are playing against Amorim. It's almost like they want him to get fired. For someone who just, he came from Sporting. He was doing great there, and he claimed that he's gonna change Man United, and the crisis is still ongoing, unfortunately. And I think what I'm worried is like their problem is getting worse, and maybe I'm not sure if they will drop to the championship next year, but they're not too close because they're not too far. So I think
Do you think it's basically they need to basically it's the personal the team itself? There's a lot of players who need to go. For me personally, I'll be honest. I think Bruno Fernandes, captain, they need to get rid of him. I mean, he needs to go.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
Maguire needs to go. Maguire needs to go. Maguire.
Like one of our viewers just mentioned, there's no chemistry in that team. Like I said, it's almost they're playing against each other. You cannot see the common goal. They just there, and unfortunately, like today, if you look at Onana, the goalkeeper, the goal, it's almost like he gave an assist to the striker for that goal. It's very painful to watch a team with that history. I'm pretty sure Sir Alex Ferguson must be now very upset watching his team that he built that strong legacy with that team, and then they were doing so bad, unfortunately. And it's funny that they were playing Tottenham, which is another team that has not been, good. And unfortunately, it's a very bad season. Amorim claimed that he had the solution for their problem, and now it's becoming almost like he's the problem. And unfortunately, they need a new squad, like you mentioned, and not just Bruno Fernandes. Just looking at Casemiro, for example, Maguire, it's like the whole team is like, come on, it's so sad.
Do over.
And worst thing about it, the few players that have left the team, for example, Anthony, we'll talk about the Spanish league. He's doing well over there. Yeah, Rashford in Arsenal. It's almost like, is it like you mentioned, is it a player? Is it that squad that's bad, or is it no chemistry, or do they need a new coach? So it's very, it's very painful to see a team with that history. Like I said, now they dropped to the 15th place, only a few places to be in relegation, and it's unfortunate. So just for the sake of time, we'll move to the Spanish league, La Liga. This weekend we had some good games. Barcelona didn't play; they are playing tomorrow. But we had Real Madrid playing against Osasuna, and that was an interesting game because you probably know what happened with the game. Bellingham was sent off on the first half after he apparently insulted the coach, and apparently it was a miscommunication. But regardless, I think.
You mean the referee?
Madrid,
the referee.
The referee. I'm sorry, the referee. He was swearing. He was swearing to the referee. Apparently, he said "F off," but the referee heard "F you," and it was a straight red for him. And it was a lot of controversies during that game because a couple times Real Madrid could have benefited from penalties, but they were not. So I think the ongoing battle of Real Madrid and the referees are still ongoing, and then it's unfortunate, but I think Real Madrid dropped points. So now same thing for Atleti. They also in their game they had a straight red card. They had a red card and they dropped points. Both teams has a draw, and now Barcelona has a chance to catch up with them and even be on top of the league, La Liga. So it's very interesting this year to see how La Liga is very competitive at the top, but also we have some team like Real Betis, like I mentioned, Betis, who with Anthony now, that's his fourth man of the match, and he scores a couple goals. So very happy to see him. He's continued to impress with his new team. Like I said, he jumped ship at the right moment for Manchester United, and now he has his joy back, and he's playing very well for that team. I don't know if you have any questions about the Spanish league or any comments before we jump to the last two leagues, the Serie A, where Juventus won the derby against Inter 1-0, and Napoli is still leading. And also, like we mentioned before, in La Ligue 1 in France, PSG is at the top and almost certain now that they can reach another title in La Ligue 1.
Good. It looks like Gert is dropping some knowledge, man. Maybe we can have him as our next guest. I mean, maybe we can have him as our next guest here. Hey, we want to welcome, man. He's saying some great things here, man.
Players are not playing together and the coach has no control over them. It's a wrap. I agree. That's happening to AC Milan, who brought all those players in the winter break, but still missing something. I think AC Milan. Oh, one interesting fact about AC Milan, it's strange to see two of their best players are from the CONCACAF. They have Pulisic, until he was injured, was playing very well for AC Milan. And now you have Santi Jimenez, the Mexican striker, you have a strong start with the team. I think AC Milan, like I mentioned, is not there yet. They acquired a few players, like the Portuguese Startland. What's his name?
Leao.
What's his name?
No. They have
he used to, they acquired him to win the Felix or whatever, the youngster.
Felix.
Oh, Felix. So he's playing well. And you have
Felix pretty much he's been doing. I don't know how many teams he has a list, bro. He has a list, bro. I mean, he started. It started at Sporting Lisbon. Then he went to Barcelona, Chelsea. I don't know. I mean, the list is go on and on and on.
Atletico Madrid. He played for Atletico Madrid.
The list go on and on and on. This guy, he has talent, but for whatever reason, he just I don't know. He cannot reach. He's not reaching his potential. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but I think in the Serie A. Napoli has been fantastic this year, and Juventus as well, Inter and Atalanta. So I think it's a very good league. It's a very good league, and I think Inter. Fred Sylvain. Si monsieur n'a bien passé. Very nice. Thank you. So I think overall, my question to you guys: what do you think of the way the Premier League is going? Is very tight, and I feel like any team can win any game. And
Serie A.
The Premier League.
Really, it's a wrap. Liverpool's winning though. It's a wrap. Liverpool. I mean, nobody's. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Nobody's catching. Nobody's catching Liverpool. Everybody's now playing for
second place. Everybody's playing for second place.
Everybody's playing for second place. Liverpool pretty much they have it. It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap.
Yeah, everybody's playing for second place. I think Liverpool got it.
And then one thing talking about Liverpool, since we have a few minutes before we wrap up the show, is the fact that they have a few key players now that the contract will expire at the end of the season. When you take Salah, Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, they're all at the end of their contract. What do you think is going to happen to this team next year? And also what Arne Slot has been going this year?
I mean, I think because of if they have a good year, obviously they're having a good year. But so if they finish, obviously they're gonna win the EPL. They have a strong chance that they can win the Champions League. So I mean, I think Mo Salah gonna go. I don't think they're gonna try to renew him. I don't know about Van Dijk. Obviously, he's in his 30s. And he's not the same player that he used to be. But he's still a great defender. So I think that they have some good talent. I mean, they have some young talent. I still don't think they're gonna renew Salah. That's my opinion. But
Yeah.
I think when you have a new coach and the coach can come in and have such a great year, so that means that the culture, he has established a good culture. So all you have to do is kind of plug in some players for that culture. Which that's the difference with Men United. Men United doesn't have a culture, and they can change all the coaches that they want, but I think the problem United States. I said not the United States. The problem with Man U, I think the problem with Man U is when you have people that don't know soccer, leading your team, and I'm not saying anything about the Glazers family, but when you don't have people that don't see soccer as a culture leading your team, those things gonna happen. So when you're looking at Europe, it's usually people that understand soccer. You cannot look at soccer as a business. This is a way for me to make business, and then I'm just gonna do things, right? And I think that's the problem with Men United is all these people just want to go and try to get money. They don't look at that from a footballing standpoint, what they need to do. And I think that's what's going on with Men United.
Yeah, so I think we can finish on a good note. So just to give you an update, Coach, if you allow me, Haiti qualified for the World Cup 2-0. We beat Guatemala. Haiti, let's go. Haiti will be there. And that's the good news we were looking for. Like I said, I don't even, not the time for, we'll talk about the issues of Haitian soccer, but now it's time to celebrate. Congrats to the team and to the coaches and to the whole federation. Great job. 10 goals in 3 matches in Haiti. It was a very successful campaign, and now for the 3rd time in history, Haiti will be in a World Cup U17. Kudos to the team, and I'm really happy. I think, Coach, you have that. If you can share that with our viewers, that pictures Haiti 2-0 against Guatemala.
Yeah, I don't have it, but I'm just gonna talk about it because I have to do a lot of stuff to get it. But that's great. We can do it. So we're gonna wrap up. Before I wrap up, we got a little event going on in Fort Wayne called Fit Dead Community. So basically, what this community is about, it's for all of you here that are dads. So we want to create a platform for all the dads, so we can be vulnerable. So when we're looking at, a lot of times when people see fitness, right? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of factors into fitness. So you can be also fit morally, you have to be fit financially, you can also fit spiritually, you can be fit mentally and also physically, right? So that's what we want to do, is kind of create this platform so when we can get all the dads together so they can share the experience and then have fun. So this Wednesday, I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, so we're gonna have a first event when we're gonna get a group of dads come together, do a little workout. So we're gonna start with a workout, and then we're gonna do some networking, and then we can get together. And so our plan is to grow. We start here in Indiana, so our plan is to grow, nationwide, to have different ambassador in the FitDeck community. We also we also have a store, and then also we also an Instagram on @FitDad Apparel. So that's where we have a community. So anytime we have we want to make sure that we take care of the dads, because the dads play a essential role in this world. So all right, so thank you guys. It was fun. I had a great time. And I like the fact that our viewers were very engaged with us. So that's what we need. We need that. So we're gonna keep going. So thank you guys. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, JD. It was fun. So I'll see you guys next week.
Always a pleasure, my man. All right, take care.
Always a pleasure. Next week.
From the genesis of a simple idea, empowerment, Fit Dad Community was born. At its core, we unite fathers on a shared journey to exceed their personal best, embracing both physical vigor and mental resilience. Through robust, supportive networks, we ignite a profound motivation that transcends solitary ambition. Join us and actively contribute to our mission of raising stronger, healthier families. Visit our website today